guys, it's Minor G here. Today I'm going to be showing you the proper way to detach and attach your American Girl doll's head. So let's get started. The items you'll be needing include your doll, an optional hairband, an optional tool, and of course yourself. To start, if your doll has long hair, I recommend putting it up in a hairband. Now that my doll's hair is up, or at least partly up, I can begin taking off her head. To start, turn your doll around and find the back of her neck where the neck strings are located. Then you can either take off her clothing or pull the neck strings out so they are visible. I'm going to use this pointy-ish tool in order to remove the knots from the neck string. If you don't have a tool, use your fingernails as you can get the knots out without a special tool. So what you're going to do is take your tool or just your fingers and start removing the knots. Now that the neck strings are undone, all you're going to do is just remove your doll's head by moving it back and forth and pulling it out. Now that your doll's head is removed from its body, we will need to attach it again. To do that, take your doll's body and turn it around so you're facing the neck strings. After making sure the neck strings are tucked out of the body and the stuffing is back in the body, you're going to want to take your doll's head and place it on the body. To do this, take your doll's head and slide it underneath the cloth material. You will also need to begin pulling so the head doesn't fall off the body. After some adjustments, your doll's neck should be underneath her cloth body. Begin by making sure her hair, clothing, or neck strings are not caught underneath the neck. Now we're going to begin tightening the neck so we can tie it in place. Begin by pushing the neck all the way forward so the neck piece is against the cloth. Then you're going to take the two strings and pull them across from each other so it really tightens. Next, you're going to pull the neck back a little bit and tighten it again. By pulling the neck back to the middle and tightening it, you're making sure that everything is tightened. As you can see, it's getting a lot tighter. Now, after adjusting the neck backwards and pulling it, it should look something like this. This is when you want to tie the neck strings together. When you tie the knot, you want to make sure that it's this tight so the head does not become loose. So continue pulling tight on here, and then begin making your knot. And I'm just going to pull really hard, and this is how it's going to stay. The second knot does not help it tighten at all, so you need to make sure this is the tightest. And then you're just going to do a second knot. After tying the knots in place, you're going to make sure that your doll's neck is tight enough. To do this, all you're going to do is move her head. If you can move her head around like this and almost take the neck piece out, that means it is not tight enough. To do this, we're just going to undo the knot. We're not going to take her head off, but we're just going to make it tighter by pulling on the strings more. You're just going to pull on the strings and make sure it's tightened. And you're going to check the front every so often and pull the neck back so you can continue making it tighter. So we're going to pull, and then we're going to make the knot. And you can pull the neck back, so when you pull it, it's going to tighten around the neck. As you can see, everything looks tight, so I'm going to tie the second knot. After a few more attempts tightening the neck, I have gotten it pretty tight. I am still able to move around her neck, but of course this is your doll's head, so it's going to be able to move around a little bit. It really does depend on the doll. As you can see, her neck does stick out a little more in the front. I have removed the doll in front of you's head before, and it has always been like this, so it really does depend on your doll. As long as it's secure, it's fine with me. I also have a few more tips to point out. Something I don't recommend doing is pulling the strings this way. That's a great way to break this part right here, as you can see I've done before. So you do not want to do this way, but you do want to pull this way. Also, if your doll wears a heavy custom-made wig, it will affect the neck because it's putting more weight on it, so it will cause it to become looser and you may need to tighten it in the future. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you tried detaching and attaching your doll's head, I hope this video helped you out. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!